Hi everybody, this video is going to go over the outline process for an academic essay. So be sure to use the like and subscribe below to keep these videos coming. So we're going to start with the writing process and where outlining happens. So there have been previous videos on the first 4 parts of the writing process. This is going to pick up with number 5. So the outline appears in number 5 and number 7 in terms of the writing process. You start by filling out the outline bones. Then you do your research and note taking, and then you go back to your outline to fill in the rest. So we're going to start with, what does an outline actually look like for an essay? And these outlines can be used if you are a middle school student who is first starting out with writing an essay and really trying to make sure that you've got a good organization, a good structure, and a good flow, or if you are a high school student, or if you are a post-secondary student. So this same outline will work for a basic 5-paragraph essay all the way up to a graduate level thesis. So let's start with, what does an outline look like? So these are the outline details that I give to my students, and we use this very same outline whether we are doing the basics when we start out in my classes with 5-paragraph essays, or if we get to the point in English 112 where we are writing 20 some odd page papers. So in your introduction, you always want to open with a hook. Don't be boring. Think about, I tell my students that the title of your essay ultimately is that first eye contact across the smoky bar, right? But your hook is that first opening line. It's the first thing that somebody says to you that either grabs your attention or doesn't. So it needs to introduce your topic in an interesting way, and you can just jump right in. Surprising facts, data, interesting statistics work really well, as do quotes from experts or short anecdotes. Those are little like example stories that would support the point that you're eventually going to be making. So just don't be boring. Think about that opening line as the first line when you meet somebody. It is the moment whether interest is gained or interest is lost. The next thing that you want to have after your opener is the topic discussion and background. So how did this particular topic arise? Where did it come from? What led up to it? What background information is needed to understand the point of the essay that you're going to be making later? And this could be a wide variety of facts. Make sure that you do cite information if you are pulling information from sources and using that in here. This would work for argument essays, expository, literary analysis, whatever you're writing. You always want to include the information that the reader needs to know ahead of time before you get into the actual content or meat of your essay. The last sentence of your introduction should be your thesis statement. That sets up the whole rest of the paper for your reader. It should have the topic of your essay, the stance or main point that you're going to be making, and the 3 topics you'll write about. Now those could be 3 reasons or 3 literary devices, or whatever topics you're going to be writing about in your body paragraphs or sections. Those 3 things need to be listed in that thesis statement. Whatever order you list them in that thesis statement here, right here in your intro, must be the order that they appear in the essay. So if I'm going to write about mental health, physical health, and social health, that's the order that I put them in. If that's the order I use here in the thesis, that is the order of the essay. So be careful when you're writing your thesis. Make sure that you list things in the order you're going to write about them in. And that's the end of your introduction. You hit enter and you move on to body paragraph or body section 1. The very first thing in every body paragraph must be a topic sentence. The topic sentence should have no collected information from a source. It should not have any kind of a citation. It needs to be, think about it as stepping back from the content of the paragraph to tell the reader, what is this paragraph going to be about? That should have your paper topic, your stance or main point, and the first topic from your thesis list. So that could be a very simple statement, just like one negative impact of stress is anxiety. It is a singular item. Now, if you had something broad like mental health, you would want to narrow that down here, and then of course you would break that into multiple paragraphs. So it might be one aspect of mental health that stress impacts is causing anxiety. In the next paragraph, another aspect of mental health that takes a hit with stress is depression. something like that. So I say body paragraph 1. This is for you are doing a 5-paragraph essay. It could be body section 1 if you're writing a multi-paragraph essay and breaking it down. After your topic sentence, you don't want to just jump into other people's words. Remember that you as the writer are the most important voice in this essay. If you are allowing your body paragraphs to be carried by other people's words, that's drawing away from your writing. So you want to have some kind of, I call it a discussion sentence, you could call it a bridge sentence, but it is something that expands on the topic sentence. So what do you mean by that topic sentence? Why is this relevant? Use this to give voice to you as the writer, these sentences. You don't just want to jump from your topic sentence into the first example you've pulled from research. Have some bridge sentences in there. Evidence. This is where you get into the meat. This is information from the sources you've collected during your research. So it should have an in-text citation, whether it's MLA or APA or some other format. For formal essays, this needs to be data from research that proves that your topic sentence is true. Don't quote something where somebody else said the same thing as your topic sentence. I don't need that. I want the proof. You are looking for data, statistics, and research that prove that your topic sentence is true. Don't just restate it here from somebody else. If this is an informal essay, so if you're like a middle school student or you're your first year in high school and you're really starting to write essays, your teachers may allow you a more first-person point of view. So formal essays are, high school, college, these are research-based. Research-based formal essays should not include me, my voice, personal, first-person point of view as a writer. It shouldn't include my own personal experiences or experiences of people that I knew or necessarily read about. We call that anecdotal evidence. Anecdotal it means it's a story that could be used as an example, something that happened to me, something that happened to a character in something that I read. Those things are called anecdotal evidence. That's not real research, and that's not real support. It could be used later as an example, but it's not what you would want to use in a formal academic essay to prove your points. Rely on data and research. Once you include that evidence, that's the information from the source with the citation, then you would want to put an analysis sentence. An analysis sentence, this is the real difference at the college level between A papers and BC papers, is the analysis piece. You don't want to just give me the data from some research study. You need to talk about how that data, how that research proves that your topic sentence is true. How does it do that? What information does it give that ties back to proving that topic sentence is true? That is the key that makes a good essay. This, again, is you as the writer putting your words in here so that the paragraph isn't being based on somebody else's words. You can talk about how or why it shows that your topic sentence is true. You can talk about the implications of this evidence. What are the implications? What are the significance of the data that you just offered to me as a reader? Why is this relevant to the argument or point that you are trying to make? This is the explanation part. Now, if you are you are first writing essays, this may be enough for you to stop and you could move on to your transition sentence. However, if you are a high school or post-secondary student, one piece of evidence in a body paragraph is not being a well-developed paragraph, right? You see that in instructors' documents, essay documents. It has to be well supported. One single piece of evidence, one single data, one single piece of research does not make a well-developed argument. You would want to give at least two. And so you would have a second evidence and a second analysis in that body paragraph. So that shows that, hey, it's not just this one research article. Somebody else found and supported the same thing. So you are incorporating that second set of evidence, which is cited, of course, and then that second analysis. So you can't just throw in the evidence and leave it. You have to talk about it too. Connect it back up to your topic sentence. Think about a body paragraph like a spider's web. You've got these pieces of evidence, but you want to draw the connections to show how all of these things are related and supporting or proving that that topic sentence is true. When I walk away from your body paragraph, I want to believe that you have proven the point that you made at the very beginning. But you don't want to just end your paragraph that way. As a reader, that would leave me like jumping into your next paragraph, and we don't want to do that. So we want to slowly move our reader to the next paragraph, and you do that with a transition sentence. A transition sentence needs to tie the topic of the paragraph you're in to the topic of the paragraph that's going to come up next. When you do that, that slowly moves your reader to the next idea. So here you want to include the topic number 1, that's the topic of this body paragraph that you're in, and you want to include the topic of the paragraph coming up in the same sentence. And that's going to be the last sentence of your body paragraph or body section 1. So for example, if you are moving from anxiety to talking about cardiac issues, from mental health to physical health, then you would want to use those two things in the same sentence. For example, while stress negatively impacts mental health, it also has a detrimental effect on the physical body. So it's using the two topics in the same sentence. That tells your reader, hey, we've closed out mental, now we're moving to physical. Then when you move on to body paragraph 2, you do the same exact structure. Your topic sentence would include your paper topic, the stance or point, and now you're looking at the topic 2 from your thesis list. This is what creates that sense of organization and flow. You've organized your paper into body paragraphs or sections based on your topics, and then the flow is what moves them from one body paragraph to the next, and that's what those transition and topic sentences do. Topic sentences, again, lead the paragraph. All of the information in that paragraph must be tied to that topic sentence. It should be, everything in there should be designed to prove that the topic sentence is true. If you have extra or extraneous information in there, it doesn't belong. Well-organized paragraphs stick to a singular topic. So you would have your topic 2 from your thesis list, and then again, don't just jump to your evidence. Talk about that topic sentence first. Have some discussion sentences in there. Then you give your evidence, which of course has a citation. Then your analysis. Don't leave that part out. It's the best part of your essay, where you're connecting and explaining how does this evidence prove my topic sentence is true. Then if you are beyond a middle school student, you want to do that one more time. Always try to give me 2 pieces of evidence per paragraph to prove your point. Then finally, at the end of body paragraph 2, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to include the topic of the paragraph you're in and the topic of the paragraph coming up in the same sentence. Once you have that transition sentence, that's going to move me to body paragraph or body section 3. And that is going to include the topic sentence, of course, which is your thesis topic number 3, and then the exact same format. Now, if you are taking the 5-paragraph essay structure, which is what this outline is, but you're making it multi-paragraph, so body paragraph 1 becomes body section 1. So mental health might have a first body paragraph on anxiety, another body paragraph on stress, another on depression, another on whatever falls under the mental health. Physical health, you might have a paragraph on cardiac issues. You might have one on weight issues. You might have one on sleep issues. So you can always, for an outline, copy and paste those body paragraphs for as many as you need to cover everything that you're going to write about. Your transition sentences always just use the topic of the body paragraph you're in and the topic of the body paragraph coming up in the same sentence. That's how a transition sentence works. Once you've done that for as many body paragraphs as you're going to have for an essay, your final transition sentence is going to move you from a body paragraph into your conclusion. So really, you're just bringing this all back around to your overall paper topic. So you've got that topic and your stance and point, and you do want to mention that final thing. So this should really close out this body paragraph and move us back into talking about the essay as a whole. So in your conclusion, you want to start out by restating the main point of your essay. At this point, I should be able to see what you have proven overall. So restate that main point first. Then go back to each of your body paragraphs or sections and in a single sentence, summarize the point that you have made in each of those paragraphs. Then, once you have done that for each body paragraph or each body section, then you want to talk about making it a little broader. What are the implications or significance of this topic overall? Why is it important? Why is it important to society or to the world or to humanity? Why is this relevant? Why? It's kind of like, to me as the reader, why should we care? Right? Explain to me why this is relevant now. Then what would happen without this topic, for example? Or what would happen if it's not fixed? Or how would you take this one step further? How is all of this relevant to me as a reader? So this is your opportunity before you close out to make me care. Because in making me care, the final thing that you want to do is make me do. So first you make me care, then you make me do. Your clincher is often a call to action or a go forth statement or something that you want your readers to do or believe or think or say as a result of reading your essay. Your essay should leave off with a sentence that makes the readers want to get off their butts and actually do something. I tell my students when we're reviewing these in class that this is your mic drop moment. If you have your microphone and you read your last sentence and it doesn't make you want to go, then you're not done. That last sentence needs to be a mic drop moment. If it doesn't make you want to drop your mic and walk off stage, you're not done yet. That is an outline. So if you as a writer spend a lot of time really doing this outline well, when you sit down to write the essay, all you do is start at the very beginning. And you turn the notes in your outline into complete sentences, and that builds your essay. Every time you switch introduction to body paragraph, you're starting a new paragraph. All of your body paragraphs are their own paragraphs. You hit enter and indent, and you just turn them into sentences. Outlines do not need to be complete sentences. This is where you just jot down ideas. So when I'm doing these with my students, for example, topic sentence, all my students would have to put are the notes that they're going to include in the sentence that they write. So it might say stress, detrimental, mental health. That's all I need in an outline. When I see the essay, they're going to turn those notes into a complete sentence. Stress has a detrimental impact on students' mental health. And that's their topic sentence. And then they'll expand on that. And all of their topic sentences look in that same sort of format. But here on this is just notes. For the discussion, what are you going to say? Jot some notes down on things that you would want to put in there. When you move to writing the actual essay from the outline, all you do is turn it into complete sentences. The only thing I tell students it's a good idea in your outline to do complete sentences with is the evidence. If you go ahead and introduce your source, put your quote or paraphrase and your citation in on the outline, when you do the essay, you just copy and paste it over. Then it's already, you've got your citation, you've got your source, your quote or paraphrase, and you're good. Otherwise, this is just notes, and you turn it into a complete sentence later. So I hope that this helps. When you are looking at the previous video on what to do first, that's really looking like this. So once you have your thesis statement, you can actually take this outline and fill in the bones. And by bones, I mean you fill in your thesis statement. You already know what your topic and transitions are going to be because that is just the paper topic, your stance, and the topic that you listed in your thesis statement. Discussion is just jotting ideas down for what you're going to say. And you do that for all 3 body paragraphs. You do that stuff first, and then you can always do the main point of your essay in your conclusion. Once you've done that, then you want to go back and do your research, right? So once you've done your research, then you're going to go back and say, in body paragraph 1, what evidence from my research am I going to put in that paragraph? And you fill in the evidence and your notes on the analysis, what you'll say in that section. And you'll do the evidence and analysis for each body paragraph. And once you've done that, then you know how to summarize your 3 body paragraphs. So you fill that part in. Then before your final, when you're done with your outline, you go back and you do those final touch pieces. What are you going to use for your opener? What topic discussion or background information are you going to give to your readers? And then looking at your conclusion, how are you going to make me care and then what is going to be your mic drop moment. Once you have everything written in this sort of fill in the blank outline, all you have to do is turn each of these things into a paragraph and you're done. And these body paragraphs, you copy and paste for as many body paragraphs as you need to complete your essay project. So that's kind of an overview of outlines, whether you are a middle school student or if you are working on your graduate level thesis, all of them can follow this same particular structure. I hope this helps. Good luck on your project and have a great day.